Alden F. Smith, Mr. Adrian, from the class of 1950, is being honored as an outstanding alum for his service to community through the local government. From 1970 to 1985, Al devoted endless hours to the city, but also worked full-time at Bone Aluminum and Brass as a cost accountant and plant controller. Al's political career started by serving on the City Planning Commission from 1970 to 1979, serving as chairman for 4 of those years. While on the commission, he was instrumental in revising the zoning ordinance for residential, multifamily, and industrial zones. This experience led him to sharing his knowledge and leadership skills with the City Commission. When a position opened in 1980, he was appointed to the commission, and in 1981 he ran and was elected to the City Commission. In October of 1982, he was asked by the commission to assume duties as mayor of the city of Adrian. In 1983, he ran unopposed and served for another 2 years as the mayor of Adrian. His mayoral accomplishments were many, but one of them you see each time you drive through the city. In 1984, the City of Adrian's fire department was over 100 years old and in serious need of updating to bring the department into the 20th century. In November of 1985, a bond issue for a new fire hall was put on the ballot and passed with a 74% approval rate. Being a lover of history, Al did not want to see the reverence of the old fire hall forgotten. It was a daunting task to get the old hall on the historical list and updated for future purposes, but he persevered, and it remains an asset to the city yet today. The new fire hall, completed in 1987, makes a beautiful statement in our city's landscape, and Al helped a great deal in the design process. The fire station project was so important to him that he forfeited all of his personal leave and vacation time from the plant to see this project come to fruition. In 2012, the city honored Al by naming the Adrian Fire Station in his honor. In 1985, Adrian needed a new city administrator, and Al was chosen to succeed James Frid. He retired from Bone Aluminum and resigned as mayor to take this position. He supervised many projects during his tenure, but the building of Trestle Park stands out as a point of pride. He retired from this position in 1998, but he wasn't done yet. In 2002, he was asked by city leaders to assist on public relations issues with Adrian Township as special projects manager for the city. An annexation issue was to be put before the people, and his job was to inform the populace about the issue through a series of town hall meetings and quarterly newsletters. The annexation passed in 2003. In 2005, Mr. Smith was approached to be the interim city administrator once again until a new administrator could be hired. He was hesitant to assume the duties because of his age, but his love for the city prevailed, and he accepted and served until July 2006. His passion for leadership was complemented by his many years of service while a JC. As a young adult, Al joined the Adrian JCs, a leadership training and civic organization, where he served in local offices and was also elected to the office of State Vice President. His local and state service with the JCs culminated in him being placed in the United States JC Senate. Alden Smith spent over 30 years serving and sacrificing for the city of Adrian, the city where he was born, and for the residents he loves and respects. He continues to volunteer his time with the Lenawee Historical Society as treasurer and works to preserve the city he loves so dearly. Al's family leaves a legacy with Adrian Public Schools. His parents are Adrian High School graduates, and he married Marion Willette from the class of 1953, and she lovingly supported him through all his endeavors. She also served as president for the Adrian High School Alumni Association. Marion sadly passed away in 1995. His children also graduated from Adrian High School: Richard in 1971, David in 1972, and Suzanne in 1975, as well as daughter-in-law Laura in 1977. Alden continues to reside in Adrian.
Help me welcome Al Smith to the stage as he receives his award.
I made it all the way up here without my wheelchair, so I guess I'm doing pretty good. Superintendent Benke talked about party lines. And the house that I grew up in, we had a four-party line. And that's pretty interesting. You try to explain it to somebody sometime on how it worked, because it was pretty amusing sometimes too. But I also knew a lot of people that didn't even have phones, so I guess we were sort of lucky. When I looked at that slide presentation, it brought back an awful lot of memories, and it made me realize I'm sort of getting up there in years. But anyway, thinking about getting old, I've sort of discovered that growing older is not so bad. For one thing, it beats the alternative. Also, it seems like most everyone is nicer to you, and occasionally some kind person will hold the door open for you. I feel very honored to receive this award. I'm not sure what I said when Lisa called, but it probably was an expression of amazement, because it was a complete surprise. My son, daughter, and granddaughter prepared the nomination, and it was a lot of work for them. And I sincerely appreciate that the Alumni Association selected me to be one of this year's recipients. Lisa and Carla before her have done a wonderful job in keeping Adrian alumni informed and involved. My wife Marion was one of the early organizers of the association many years ago, and that was referred to in the slides. The Alumni Association and the Educational Foundation have done excellent work over the years, and the foundation supports APS teachers and students in many ways each year. I also want to thank family members and friends who are here tonight. I'm really blessed to have a very supportive family, and they make life that much better. They take pretty good care of Gramps. Over the years, our family has dealt with some difficult times. Marion, wife, mother, and grandmother, passed away several years ago. And recently, our oldest son, Rick, died unexpectedly. Through it all, we have hung together, and a few weeks ago, a little girl became the latest great-grandchild. The family's future is secure, and I love all of you. Also, some very special friends are here, and that means a lot to me. Your continued friendship is appreciated. I have lunch with a few of my classmates, and we still get together. Our numbers have dwindled over the years, but we still enjoy each other's company. I've had the unique privilege of serving my hometown as part of local government. As a lifelong resident, except for military service, I've seen a lot of changes, mostly good, but perhaps some not so much. For more than 30 years, I was able to work for the citizens of this community in various capacities, and I'm grateful for that opportunity. Today's local leaders face many challenges, and they need all of our support to make our community an even better place to live. In closing, I want to make a couple of comments about Adrian Public Schools. 4 generations of my immediate family attended APS. My mother and father, my sister, brother, and I, my wife, and our 3 children. And our oldest grandson, who was a member of the class of 1993. I'm very proud of our association with the Adrian Public School System, and they continue to provide exceptional educational opportunities to our children. And finally, go Maples.
Congratulations, Al. Well deserved.